The podcast world is rapidly changing. So if you want to be part of the creators who make it, then you need to stop following strategies that are outdated. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 of the most common podcasting tips that you should not be doing in 2023. Hey, I'm Sophie, podcast studio owner, producer, and coach to chart-topping podcasters. And if you haven't already, download my free guide to successfully launching your show in the description below. The first outdated podcasting tip that you should not be following in 2023 is turning your podcast episodes into blog posts. When you're trying to grow your show, you need to see your role as the traffic controller guiding people to where you want them to go. As a collective, we are not surfing the web like we were 10 years ago when blogs were booming. So turning your episodes into blog posts and expecting that to drive traffic to your show is the equivalent to standing in the middle of a rural street with a sign saying tune in and expecting your downloads to spike. So in this day and age, you want to be going where there is existing traffic and using your traffic controlling skills to push them where you want them to go. And that is social media. The second outdated podcasting tip that you should not be doing in 2023 is solely relying on audio content for your podcast. The sound quality of your show is actually only half the work as a podcaster. The other half is marketing it. Once upon a time, you would have been able to post an image or an audio graphic to promote your show, but in this day and age, it's just not grabbing people's attention. With the rise of TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, people expect to see highly engaging video content and will scroll past anything less than that. Remember that your goal as the traffic controller is to drive people to where you want them to go using the resources you have. Not utilizing video on these platforms is like placing a scarecrow in the middle of the street and expecting cars to change directions. Go and watch the Ultimate At-Home Podcast Setup video to get my recommendation on what video equipment to use to stop being a scarecrow on social media. The next outdated podcasting tip you should not be doing in 2023 is following the Joe Rogan structure, pressing record and seeing what happens. If you have an audience as big as Joe Rogan, ignore this point. But if you are an emerging or mid-tier creator, the stakes are blatantly higher for you. I can't tell you how many of my production clients try this carefree approach and then end up rebooking the studio to come in to re-record their content because they didn't feel that they were able to convey the message that they intended to. When you're still in the audience building phase, it is important to prioritize delivering an audience-centric show, which means creating content that they see as valuable. Joe Rogan's access to incredible guests and audience loyalty means that he can create super valuable content in this effortless flow. But what you might not realize is that this has come from years' experience as being like a stand-up comedian and also all of his self-growth and professional development. So for you to just try and execute that might not have the same effect. Back in the day, you could get away with sitting behind the mic and just seeing what happens, but the stakes are just so much higher for creators now, and so you need to rise up. The pre-work for your show is what will make or break you as a creator. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to be a part of the podcast domination team that I am building through this channel, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.